The Marvel Legends Juggernaut Wave Brown Suit Wolverine. This was my first Wolverine figure, and I thought this guy was like good enough. He was missing a claw and a fist in hand, but it's fine because I could totally buy a new one, and I got it for a pretty good price. I'm sure nothing could replace this thing. For my first review on YouTube, I'll be reviewing the CT Toys Wolverine. Here's the front of the box, here's the side of the box, and the back of the box, and another side of the box, and the front again. So let's get this guy opened up, and let's start reviewing. We'll first start off the look, the details on this figure. Now, I will have to say, this is a very impressive bootleg, because it's really a near one-to-one scale of the Mafex Wolverine. Well, not 1-to-1, only half-to-1, because he is actually shorter and smaller. Actually, like, his body parts are smaller than the Mafex for some reason, which we'll get to the complaint later. But for now, I'm gonna like bring him closer so I can get a closer look, and so I can talk about the paint, which is really good, by the way. Alright, now the paint is really impressive. The sides are really clean. The lines just great. And surprisingly, there's no smudges. Usually the brown would be into the yellow if it was a regular bootleg. But nah, this is like sick. Really good. I like it a lot. See, he has pecs sculpted, his abs, and this muscle piece. I forgot what they're called, but it's something. Now moving to one of the best parts is the hair. Let me get that focus real quick. Okay, the hair is good. Its black lines are perfect. Just really nice. Then the back, god damn, that back sculpted beautifully. Holy shit. My apologies for my behavior. The back sculpted was just really good. But anyways, now we move on to his hand on this exit claw thing. Looks painted pretty well too. Not smudging anywhere too. Again, which is good. I love this figure. As we move on to the legs, you can see it's painted good. Painted well. Yellow's nice. Boots nice. Feet's nice. Everything's nice. Paint is all great. It's so good. So good. The back is great. Back is real great. Now, so far, I really don't have any complaints with the paint, except for this one part, which is on the top of his head. One single black dot. Just, kind of messes up really bad. It looks fine front, honestly. The eyes painted great as well. I forgot to mention that. Just really good. Face is great, too. But yeah, it's just that black paint just really ruins it a little bit. It kind of hurts my soul. But overall, it's not that bad. I could just put some yellow paint, if I find one, and this is good. It's still obviously really damn good. Paint is a near 9 out of 10. No thanks to that black spot in his goddamn head. Alright, other than me gushing over the paintwork, there are complaints, obviously. Since CD Toys for some reason likes to make their stuff smaller, because he is shorter and smaller, which is fine for Wolverine, but everything is small, literally. By that I mean every part of his body is just slightly smaller than the Mafex, which also means you can see his arms over there, if I make the camera focus, okay? See, the golden pins, those are the pins that you could see, which is a little bit annoying that you could see it. Let me just bring it closer. I'm not sure if you can, but yeah, since it's smaller, it's kind of exposed, a bit annoying. I'll put a picture side by side of the real Mafex so you could see the difference. Now, the next complaint I have with this figure involves his arms. Now, they may look good, but I'm going to show you with his stand real quick, is that little orange paint, that little orange, like, shading or something. That is on his arms, and it's bothering me. You can even see, like, the back of his tricep. And apparently, those are the shading that's meant to be on his legs. For some reason, CD Toys put on his arms, and it was just so... It's very weird. I don't know why. It's very, very, very odd. Now, another thing about his figures you could see is his little shoulder joint thing, his butterfly joint. Now, with this, it's actually kind of open. Like, if I move this arm around, you see it actually follows his shoulder. But with this, yeah, there's a bit of a gap. But when I move that, you can actually see it following around. Which, I don't know why, it kind of bums me out, but this actually was on the original as well. So I'm not gonna really shit on it too much. But, maybe, like, CT Toys could have probably improved on it. Because they did improve on one thing for the articulation, which I will show you. I'll first start off with his arms. He has double jointed elbows that can go up that far. He has a full arm rotation that can do a full 360. He can spread his arms that far. And he has a full bicep rotation. Now put the arms down. He does have wrist joints, which can move up that far down, and it can also do a full rotation. He has a diaphragm joint that can move back that far and move down that far. Combined with his waist, he can move back that far and down that far. Although this is inaccurate because his diaphragm was really tight, although I will provide pictures of his full extent. Now he has a full rotation on his diaphragm joint. With his waist joint, he has another full 360 rotation, and it can move side to side with both joints. His head can look up that far and look down that far. Combined with his neck, he can do a full 360 rotation on his neck. Down to his legs, he can kick up that far with his drop down hips and has a double jointed knee. He has an inner thigh swivel that can move, not that great, but good enough. Now here is the part where CG Toys one-upped Mafex by giving him boot articulation, which is quite decent, surprisingly. He also contains a glorious spread. As we move to his feet, he can move up that far, move down that far, near 90 degrees on his toes, and he has a pretty good pivot. He can also move to the side, and a full feet rotation. Now moving on to accessories, he doesn't come with that much, but it's essential for Wolverine. He has a separated head sculpt, which is him like smiling a little bit. He does have relaxed hands, which are sculpted pretty damn nice. He also has an unmasked head, so it's a cowl version, so you can actually unmask him. Then, I gotta put on the mask for this, hold on. Of course, he has a signature, beautiful claws. The animation was a bit ass, don't mind it. Take a look at it. Alright. Now, he also has one more accessory, which is his stand, which is pretty nice. Move up that far, down that far, look up that far. Rotation, move, clawed, the figure, obviously, spin around. I'm just narrating over this. It's just a regular stand. Pretty good, though. Now, more details about his accessories that I have complaints and good. You can see the eye on his right eye for his smirking face. It's not fully painted white. It's not the same as the other one. And comparing it to his other head, you can see his ears are not, like, symmetrical. The other one is, like, bent. As you can see, they're not the same. Maybe there's a way to probably fix it, but I'm not too sure how to do it. Probably a hair blower or something, but, you know, if you know how to do it, then comment below if there's anyone going to comment anyways. Now, for his unmasked cowl, for his unmasked face, it looks fine. It's painted nice. The white's all good. No complaints about it. Now, for his unmasked head, it looks really good. For bootlegs, they would usually really mess up the actual human faces the most, but this actually doesn't look that bad. I'll compare it side by side to the actual Mafex, and you can't tell there's a bit of a difference, but it's not that bad. Really, it's really not. It's doable. It's really doable. This little thing you should notice is that there's like blue shading on his hair, which does look a bit weird to me for some reason. It just doesn't look black enough. It's too much like shading, cell shading or whatever it's called. But it doesn't bother me too much. It doesn't really matter anyways. So just want to point it out. Next are his claws, and they look really good. They're painted a really nice metallic silver. It's very nice, impressive. Unlike the Marvel Legends where it's like pure plastic. Then there's a side view. Looks sick as hell. And this is actually my favorite version of the Mafex. Unlike the Tiger Stripe, it's a really long like claw. This is nice because it's short and curved. I like the curvature of the claws because it just looks more aesthetically pleasing. That's my opinion though. Now here are all the rants I have about this figure and just the figure in general. But first we start with the hands, the relaxed hands specifically. So as you can see, his left one is just fine. It's normal, sticks all the way in, moves around just fine, just perfect. Not the right one though. You can see there's something up with it. It just looks, it's not pushed in all the way in. It's really not pushed in all the way. I'm not sure if you could see it properly, but you'll see it here. But there's a reason for this. I know it, as you can see here, which I'm not sure if you can actually, but the hole inside his hand, it's not like a proper hole. It's not straight. It's actually kind of curved. So the joint goes in, but it's like, it kind of goes out to the side. The hole is not in the center. The hole is off to the side, and it's disturbing the joint. As you can see, my finger is doing the pointing. So when you put it on, as you can see, it's not fully in, and it's kind of bent because it's not sticked in all the way, and it kind of pisses me off a lot, which I really hate. For being a bootleg, there will always be downsides, especially in articulation. Now, as you can see, his head, it's not that loose. It's just not smooth. But a lot of people have issues where it's loose. But here's the worst part. Here's the kicker. Listen to this. Of course, it is to be expected from a bootleg, although his left arm is completely fine. And his legs are also tight. And I wish I could show you what it sounds like, but I unfortunately talked over the video, and I'm not gonna reshoot this shit because I'm tired. But basically, yeah, his diaphragm, his legs, and his right arm makes a bunch of tight noises. Although his boots are fine. Thank God his boots are fine. If his feet was actually like loose, I would give this figure a lower rating. They're tight enough to actually stand, and they're good. Thank God. Now, there is a solution to all these tight joints, is apparently from what everyone says on TikTok and YouTube, is using shock oil. Now, I haven't used it. I haven't personally used it, but I heard it works good. So, if you want to try, go ahead. Now, my next complaint is something to do with his arms. His left arm is just fine. His bicep swivel is pretty good. It can move up and down just like normal. But his right arm, he can move it around like normal. Yes, of course. It could even, bend it up and down. But the thing is, you see his bicep, like his actual bicep, it's a little bit loose. The more I move it around, it gets more loose, as you can see over there. And yeah, it just pops out easily. It's really annoying. Anytime I move it, it pops out. And I think I see the reason why. The main reason why is you can see that thing I'm pointing at. Whenever I move his bicep, his elbow joint, that top portion of his joint moves more than the bottom part. And because the bottom part is tighter, I have to hold it down to move it up there, as you can see. And it is tight. You could hear the sound, but I think I talk over the video, so I'm not actually going to show it. But yeah, it's a really... It's harder down there. Yeah, that bottom joint, I have to put effort to move it up. Which is why whenever I move his right elbow joint, it's uneven to his left because it takes the top portion of the elbow joint to, like, it moves more than the bottom. If that even makes sense. I don't know, but you can see there's more gap. There's more of a gap on his right elbow than his left because I don't know, man. This figure is a little bit stupid. Now, don't mind me cutting him in half because I just want to show how tight the diaphragm is. See that ball joint? Listen to this. Genuinely, this is probably the most tightest joint on this entire figure, which is why in the articulation section of the video, I had to show what he looks like on his full, like, ab crunch potential, fully, like, bent down because that joint was so goddamn tight. Now, time for height comparisons. Now, this is the CT Toys next to the Marvel Legends Wolverine. Now, CT Toys made him smaller than the real Mayfix, but same height as the Marvel Legends, which is good for most people. And actually looks pretty nice, not that bad. Here's Wolverine next to the SH Figuarts Satoru Gojo. He's pretty tall, which makes sense. Here's Wolverine next to my favorite figure in my collection, the SH Figuarts Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Darth Vader. God, it looks so goddamn good. Look at that aura. God damn, it looks so damn good. I have not moved him from this pose for the past like 5 months. He towers over him like crazy. But yeah, I just thought I should show it because he was in like a vanilla pose. Now here's someone on a similar height level as Wolverine, the SH Figuarts Son Goku. Looks nice, both same height, decent stuff. Now how could I forget the one character that needs to be scaled with Wolverine? With my whole blood in my body, 100%, without a doubt, the one and only Mr. Incredible. Now, while you look at my beautiful photography of this figure, my opinion on this figure is it's a good alternative to the real Mayfix. Obviously, get yourself the real one if you have money. But of course, since there's no reissues and most of these are like aftermarket prices and they're like crazy expensive, this is a good alternative. And it's not that bad. Like I said, the quality looks nice. The paint isn't messed up. It looks good. Of course, there's flaws, like it's tight. Maybe you'll get that very unlucky black dot on the top of his head. But overall, it's pretty good. It's not that bad. It's a good alternative for you to get. Although I will say it was a bit hard to do a stop motion with this guy because of his tight joints. But maybe I do need some shock oil to fix that. If I give a rating, I'd say about a good 8, a good 8 out of 10. It's not that bad, not that good. It looks really good. There is some issues, but like, yeah, if you're using it as a stop motion standpoint, I'll probably give it a 7. But in terms of looks, I'll give it a 10. But overall, a good 8. So yeah. So if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate it. Give me a subscribe or something, because I won't be posting until like next year, because I have exams coming up. It's like one of my big exams. It is my biggest exam of my life, and after that, I'm free to do anything. I can do more videos, I can do more stop motions, and I can do more reviews. But yeah, for now, this is all you're getting before I disappear forever. But it'll be nice. Thank you very much. Have a good day.